The plants we're looking at right here are actually what are known as Victoria. Victoria were named after Queen Victoria, where the first flower flowered in cultivation. This is Victoria amazonica from the Amazon region, Manaus, Brazil, those areas. The plant here is actually known as the Santa Cruz water platter. This is Victoria cruziana. These two plants in the wild never cross, and what happens is we actually intentionally cross them to get the plant that's in this pool, which is the Longwood hybrid. It'll be the largest of the water platters in the middle of summer. These plants should come into their peak probably around from mid-July through September. They just captivate the minds of all the people that come to see them. Well, welcome everybody. Today we're going to be moving out the giant water platters. With us today helping us are a couple of students. Dan is one of our students in our professional gardener training program, as well as Nate. And then Steve is one of our seasonals, and we'll be moving the giant water platters out to the display. These plants were actually started in February from seeds and are begging to go outside right now. One of the things that we have to be concerned about when moving these things is that the plants at this age are covered in very large thorns. These thorns in nature actually help keep the plant from getting overcrowded by other plants in the wild. So they literally will act like sickle bars, kind of slicing through vegetation. So as we carry these, we can't pile them up on top of each other. So we'll be using a series of styrofoam planks and some paper to put between them to help minimize the amount of damage that happens when we transplant them. Because if we just set them on top of each other, they would literally just tear each other up. One of the first steps in moving these plants is to actually apply a fabric known as rime to the tops of the leaves, and this will serve two purposes. One, it'll help keep the thorns from ripping each other up, but the other thing is, because these are growing in a greenhouse, once we put them out, they have a tendency to sunburn. Even on days like the day of the summer to come out, they could easily get sunburned, so we'll leave this fabric on there once they're out on display for probably the better part of the day, and take it off before we leave today. So the first layer is more of a pre-protection and sun protection for the leaves. We'll actually wet down this fabric to make it stick to the leaf, and it'll also keep the plant from dehydrating as we're taking it out. One more area that we like to pay attention to is a brand new leaf coming up here. This leaf we don't want to damage on the way out either, so we're going to wrap that in crepe paper first. Let it all down, and then the rest of the crepe paper we'll just lay on top here to add as protection. The next step is to slide a piece of styrofoam underneath of each leaf, because as we lift this out, each person will actually carry one of the leaves of the plant while one person carries the top. And then everybody's got a leaf? Yep. Good. We're going to come straight out. You're going to have to go sideways with your leaf to get through the door. Turn it up straight up.